This is June Stanley. This is my AEP880 digital media presentation. Have you ever heard someone begin a sentence with, "everyone knows," and then go on to say something that you know isn't true? Well, the problem with this is, if people keep repeating it over and over, pretty soon everyone believes it, even though it has no basis in fact. Please allow me to introduce some facts into the conversation about immigrants. Myth 1, immigrants are criminals. Well, some probably are, but they are so much less likely to commit crimes than native-born people. And this is true of legal and illegal immigrants. As a foreign-born share of the U.S. population was growing, our violent crime rate was plummeting. Native-born males are often 2 to 5 times more likely to commit crimes than immigrants. Myth 2, immigrants are terrorists. There have been very, very few immigrant terrorists, not nearly as many as native-born. Terrorist death in the U.S., immigrants are responsible for 0.4% of these, and the odds of dying in a terrorist attack committed by an immigrant are 1 in a billion. You are much more likely to die from a homicide than to be killed by an immigrant. Myth 3, immigrants don't contribute to society. 3 years ago, immigrants in the U.S. earned $1.33 trillion, and they paid well over $300 billion in taxes. And undocumented immigrants don't even get to benefit from Medicare and Social Security, both of which are an enormous drain on our society. Immigrants do jobs that no one else wants. It's been shown over and over that when we restrict immigrants, our food rots in the fields. Other people just don't want to do a lot of these jobs. Immigrants pay federal taxes, and it's been shown that if they have any effect on lowering wages, it's negligible. Myth 4, immigrants are flooding into our country. The fact is, for the last 10 years, with Mexico in particular, there's been 0 to a net negative immigration rate. There's the same amount or even more people leaving America into Mexico than there are coming in. And so why do we need a wall? And that wall would be very expensive, tens of billions of dollars, millions and millions to maintain it every single year. And yet there's no evidence that a border wall keeps guns or drugs out of our country. Myth 5, immigrants hurt our economy. What a drain on the economy. The problem with that myth is immigrants start new businesses. They have a much higher business ownership rate than native-born people. Here's just a few immigrant businesses: AT&T, Apple, Google, eBay, SpaceX, which just sent an amazing rocket, the biggest ever, into space. Almost half of Fortune 500 companies are founded by immigrants or their children, and they have trillions of dollars of revenue, and they employ millions of people. Here's just a few: SpaceX and Uber. Just a little taste of how much immigrants help our economy. And here's a few immigrants that maybe you've heard of. Rapists and terrorists all, I'm sure. Pulitzer, Einstein, Strauss, Madeleine Albright, our Secretary of State in the past, WhatsApp co-founder. And here's more. The list goes on and on. There's amazing athletes, there's important women. Immigrants are incredible people. And they bring diversity to the U.S., and that matters more and more, especially to our children. Growing up in the 21st century, our children need to be used to diversity. They need to become world citizens. A diverse society has better productivity. Their kids can learn to be world citizens. You get fresh perspectives and richer life experience. My grandparents were poor Irish immigrants. My sister-in-law's parents came from Basque Spain as teenagers. There's millions and millions of stories of people where their ancestors, near and far, were immigrants. These people come in, they have families, they worked hard, they built businesses, and they build an America that's strong. So keep America strong. Keep our immigrants coming.